Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 11th of August. Had a bit of a delay starting here. I had some technical issues with the streaming, but it looks like it's up and running right now. So let's get started here. I took a quick long on Intel right off the open. Average price is 96.62. So I'm in that trade. Let me just get the chat up here so I can see if you guys write anything. There we go. So I got the chat here. Perfect. So I am Intel INTC long from 96.75. I will take a little bit of profits if it hits 97.7. NQ hitting the daily zone at 29,750. I also have Riot here. Riot reported earnings. It gapped up and so far it's selling off. It's just now hitting the monthly zone over there. We're just breaking below pre-market lows on Riot. I want to see buying coming up above this level, 21.91. And if I don't see that, I'm probably not going to buy Riot. Market selling off a little bit. Not super strong so far. I also have Rocket Lab here. Rocket Lab also reported earnings. It did gap down, but now it's trying to recover a little bit. Rocket Lab, I've got a level. I don't know why it's not on my chart. It's on my other chart, so it's kind of weird that it's not here. I do have a level. It's the pre-market high on Rocket Lab. If we break above the pre-market high at 81.98, make it 82 even, and we see sellers there for potential failed breakout on Rocket Lab. I will probably short around there at $82, below $82. Bit of buying on Riot as it hits those weekly and daily zones up down here at 21.50. And some buying coming in on Riot. Keeping that in mind. SpaceX. Oh, SpaceX was a good one. I missed it, unfortunately. It broke above the pre-market high here and found sellers at that area. This level is nothing. It's from yesterday. I'm just going to delete it here. That was a good short on SpaceX after it broke 139.6. I didn't take that short, unfortunately, but that was a good one. ES hitting the lower daily zone here for a potential little bounce. Bit of buying coming in on Rocket Lab right at VWAP. want to see if Riot can break above 21.91, trap those shorts below the pre-market lows, and then make a reversal higher. That's kind of the setup I'm looking at on Riot. And it does help that we have those zones down here below 21.50, the flip zones just below that level. I'm still on Intel long from 96.75. My target was 97.7. It came within 2 cents of hitting that and then reverse, which was kind of expected because these are also the daily zones here. So those were resistance in the pre-market as well, so they acted as resistance again. But I am still long on INTC, 96.75. So I'll just keep that long for now. SpaceX, this is the pre-market low, 135.68. We broke below it. Just like on Riot, I want to see a failed breakdown. It will be a failed breakdown only if we can break above it and continue a bit higher. For now, it's not a failed breakdown. For now, it's just a breakdown, so I don't want to trade this long. Nasdaq also breaking below this short-term lows here from the pre-market. Could make a failed breakdown setup. It's not doing it so far. Rocket Lab, a little bit of a bounce on the VWAP. Now coming down to it. If we break below this low for a failed breakdown and then come back again up above VWAP, it might be a good double tap on VWAP setup, break below prior swing low, and then continuation higher type of trade. SpaceX, big move down here. It's now hitting. No, that's not correct. That's from the previous day. That's not correct. That's level here, previous day high. It's not the correct level. Buying a bit of SpaceX here with a stop below the low here. Yeah, I am long SpaceX. My average is 134.84 and my stop is 133.18. Bounced on this daily zone, 133.59. So it looked like a good setup there. Riot looks like it's coming back into the range here. I will buy a bit of Riot as well right now at 22.05. Bought a little bit of Riot there. I mean, I have a decent side position on Riot. The setup is similar, just like what I described, a break below the pre-market low at 21.91, and then a continuation above it, so a failed breakdown essentially. Rocket Lab, I wanted to break 76.54 and then reverse higher. That's the setup I'm waiting for on Rocket Lab, sorry. There it is, it's breaking now 76.54. Let's see if it can reverse higher from there or not. Nasdaq also was able to break below this level and come back above it. Good potential setup on Nasdaq for a long trade there. I'm exiting 1/3 of my Intel trade here at break even because it's not behaving properly. It rejected too many times up here, and I'm afraid it's gonna break these lows here. So I'm just protecting a bit my position. Riot looks like it's gonna stop me out. My stop is at 21.19. I am long from 22.05, but this trade is not working right now. No setup yet on Rocket Lab. We just broke below the day's low at 76, and we're moving a little bit lower now. SpaceX trying to break out and continue higher. My stop on Intel is at 96.10, so close to hitting that stop as well. I'm adding to my SpaceX position here. I doubled my SpaceX position because it's looking like it wants to break out. This is resistance here, by the way. 135.68 is resistance because it's this prior low. Could hit it and reverse there. But I think it has good room to run higher if it proves to be a failed breakdown. Not a great day for long setups, and I am in only long trades. I haven't found any good short setups yet. But it's not a great day for longs because the markets are moving lower and QES both moving lower. And Rocket Lab, let's see what Rocket Lab is doing. Okay, it's trying to reverse higher on Rocket Lab. If it breaks 76.60, I will be long Rocket Lab. Needs to break 76.60 for me to go long Rocket Lab here. I'm adding here on INTC. I like this failed breakdown on INTC, so I bought a bit more. I am in Rocket Lab now, 76.77. Selling a little bit Rocket Lab, 1/4 of my position, 77.62. I'm keeping the rest for a much bigger move. I'm gonna lighten up a little bit on SpaceX. I don't like how it's moving right now, so I sold 1/3 of my SpaceX for a small loss because I don't like this price action. Got rejected from my resistance level at 135.68. I got stopped out on Riot, by the way, at 21.20. Not a lot of momentum around. Bit difficult to trade this morning. Not a ton of momentum. We need the market to stop moving lower for Rocket Lab, Intel, and SpaceX to successfully break out. The market doesn't even have to go up, it just has to go a bit sideways. Because there is momentum on Rocket Lab, there is momentum on Intel. We did break below previous day low on Intel and we came back above it twice already. And on Rocket Lab, we did break below the day's low, 76, and we got absorbed higher. So that was a failed breakdown here, my favorite setup. So there are trapped sellers on Rocket Lab for sure. And on Intel for sure, because we broke below yesterday's low and the pre-market low and we got absorbed higher. But the failed sellers are not covering their positions fast enough, and there are not that many buyers around from what I can tell on both of these names, at least for now, right now. I don't see that. My stop on Rocket Lab might be hit. It's at 75.87. Very close to getting hit now. Yeah, I got stopped out on Rocket Lab, unfortunately. My stop on Intel is 96.11 and my stop on SpaceX is 133.89, which is also close to getting hit. No, on Riot I stopped below the lows here. I got stopped 21.20. I was only able to capture a small profit on Rocket Lab at 77.62, but then I got stopped at the rest. I raised my stop loss actually. I had it below the low of here at 75.47, then I moved it up, but then it took it, unfortunately. I might get back into it if it gives me a good price. I mean, a good setup again. The ES looks like I just put in a higher low here. So potentially trying to reverse the downtrend. I am buying Rocket Lab again here with a stop below 75.8. So I re-entered Rocket Lab. Here's that break on SpaceX. I'm buying a little bit more on SpaceX. Yeah, as I said, I sold Riot after it broke below the day's low here at 21.22. This was my stop here. I'm out of Riot. I'm not in Riot. I got a stop loss in Riot. I am in Intel, SpaceX, and Rocket Lab. In fact, I'm adding now here on Intel. I just doubled my position on Intel because it's looking like it's breaking out. Capturing a bit of profits on Intel. I'm selling more Intel. Big move on Intel. I'm selling a little bit more. I'm gonna sell a bit of Rocket Lab if it hits 77.84. Selling a bit more of Intel. Nice move on Intel. Took a while, but was pretty patient, so it paid off. I'm selling a little bit Rocket Lab right now. I didn't wait for my limit order because there are some sellers around. There are some sellers. And I'm also selling a little bit of SpaceX here as we're approaching that VWAP. SpaceX is not that strong this morning. So I sold a little bit SpaceX. I am marginally profitable on SpaceX. I am very profitable on Intel, best trade of the day. And we are profitable on Rocket Lab, second best trade of the day. But why is Rocket Lab not moving faster? That's the question. Should be moving faster here. My profit target on SpaceX, I took some profits already at 136.09, so around where it's trading right now, because we're very close to the VWAP. But if we break above VWAP, then I think we have pretty clear room to run to 137.49 potentially on SpaceX. But we need to break that. We need to break above VWAP, and I think here VWAP will be a problem right now. I can see VWAP presenting us with a problem potentially. So I'm going to sell a little bit more here on SpaceX. I don't want to sell, but I feel like I have to. But I don't want to sell, but I did. And I'm also selling a bit more of Rocket Lab here. I'm going to sell a bit more Rocket Lab right now at 78.10. It's working, so just going to capture some profits. And now I'll just keep the rest of Rocket Lab to run. Maybe make a new high. That would be nice. Meta had a massive move higher. Just gonna replace right here with Meta. Why was I not looking at Meta? Look at this run. Amazing. SpaceX is trying to break above VWAP. If it can do that, it can reach 137.49. I think that's very possible. I'm gonna sell a bit more of Rocket Lab if it hits 76.90. I have a limit order there at 76.90 on Rocket Lab, RKLB. It's just, my target is this prior swing high. This prior swing high here at RKLB. In fact, I'm just gonna put it 1 cent lower, 89. Just to make sure it gets filled if it hits that. Oh, Intel getting rejected from the monthly zone here. I was hoping for another push on Intel. Come on. By the way, the SPY, the best entry on the S&P 500 futures and ETF was here. You see how we broke below the zones and then we made a higher high. You see this? We broke below, came up, a little bit of a push down, couldn't make a big move lower, and then continue higher. This is the failed continuation setup that is inside the FlipZones training course. It's called failed continuation because the bears had this downtrend, right? And then they failed to continue it lower. They failed here. They made this attempt lower, but then it failed because it made a new high. That's why it's called the failed continuation setup. Very good setup. I have a limit order to sell everything, all the rest of my position on SpaceX at 137.46. And Rocket Lab, come on Rocket Lab, it came within 10 cents of my target. It's not my final target, I have more, but I will sell a third of my remaining position there at 78.89. On Intel, I'm still waiting for 98.32 to sell a third of my remaining position there as well. But if we break below 97.46 now on Intel, I'm gonna sell 1/3 of my position there. Oh shit, I did the wrong thing. Yeah, there we go. So I'm selling now everything on SpaceX. I'm all out of SpaceX. My last sell was 137.30. I can feel there. Can SpaceX reach a high of day? Yeah, but I think now at 137.49 it will find some resistance here. In order for it to make a new high, it will have to break this resistance, came back, retest it potentially. It doesn't have to retest it, but it can, and then move higher. But I don't think it's gonna make a new high on a straight line. You will probably get some sort of consolidation here, maybe even another move lower before it makes a new high. I don't think it's going to be as easy as now making a new high, but potentially later today. Although keep in mind, when you have a big move to either side, it's not very common that you're gonna completely reverse it. I know that when it happens, it looks like a no-brainer, right? But it's actually not that common for that to happen. I don't know if I explained this very well. I'm gonna come back to it a little bit later. I'm just looking at my positions now, and I'm debating whether to exit my Intel long or wait for VWAP. I think I'll wait for VWAP and see what happens. Wow, Meta really strong. Ignore these lines I have on Meta. These are from a previous session. Meta on the weekly zone. You see SpaceX, that's that resistance level. That's what's stopping it from making a new potential high on the day. Just sold a little bit more on INTC on this push higher. But on Rocket Lab, I will have another exit at 79.80 for another quarter of my position. Well, at that point, it will be a half of my remaining position because I have so little left. I mean, I originally had, actually, I don't remember how much I had on. Well, I had a much bigger position earlier, but I sold on the way up on Rocket Lab. I'm about to get stopped out. Yeah, I got stopped out on Intel on the rest at 96.83. This was a good trade. Selling a bit Rocket Lab here. The SPY, the ES, nice failed breakdown setup here. We broke below this prior low and we found buyers instantly. So that was a failed breakdown. They trapped the sellers and now they're pushing it higher. I like this setup on ES. Well, now it's a little late to enter this. You can still enter it with a wide stop and size appropriately, so less. But the ideal entry on this was probably around here, probably around this area. Now it's a bit late to enter this, but that was a good setup. Now SpaceX. What does SpaceX need to do for me to potentially re-enter? I want to see a failed breakdown. I want to see a move below a prior swing low, such as 136 here, and then a reclaim of that low, and then a push higher. That would be pretty good for me to consider re-entering SpaceX long. It might just do that. I need to see sellers getting trapped before I enter a trade. Also on Intel, I want to see them getting trapped potentially below this low, 96.69. You know, like this. Come down, break it, reclaim it, continuation higher. If I don't see this, I'm not gonna enter again on Intel. Same with SpaceX. I want to see a break below a prior swing low, especially this late in the morning. We're already in about an hour into the session. And now with momentum slowly moving lower and things slowing down a little bit, I need to see more evidence of buyers stepping in for me to enter a long. Right after the market opens, it's a little easier because there's more momentum, there's more volume. But later in the day, you gotta be a lot more selective with your setups. So you have to wait for a lot more price action evidence that, number one, sellers are failing if you're looking for longs. And number two, after sellers have failed, you want to see buyers stepping in. That's why the failed breakdown setup is so powerful, is because it shows you both of those things. You're waiting for both sets of participants in the market to show their hands. You wanna see sellers trying to continue lower, and you want to see them fail, and then you want to see buyers step in. And the only locations that you can see that piece of price action happening is below prior swing highs and swing lows. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for your feedback. Appreciate it. So I'm waiting now. I'm waiting for a setup. As I said, I'm waiting for SpaceX to break this low and show me what it wants to do. For Intel to break the 96.69 low and show me again what it wants to do. Now, there is a potential setup forming already on INTC. You can buy around here, but I don't like this one. It's a bit riskier. It's a little premature in my opinion. You know, when you wait for these failed breakdown setups, you will often end up missing the move because you're not always going to get a failed breakdown. For example, on Meta, let's say, right? Let's say on Meta, after this move started, you waited for a failed breakdown. You waited for it to create a swing low, something like this, and then break below it, you know, before you entered long. Now you didn't get that, so you would have missed this entire move on Meta. And that happens. It happens a lot, and you have to be okay with that. But look at SpaceX now. It's doing it. We're breaking below those swing lows, especially this one, the 196. Now this is not a failed breakdown yet. Remember, buyers need to step in and push it higher from here. So you want to keep that in mind. Same setup again on SPY. I might buy a little bit of SPY here. In fact, I did. Maybe a little bit later than I wanted. I got filled right here. I didn't want to get filled that high, but I did. Just placing my stop now. 1 second, I'm going to explain the setup. But I think you know what I'm going to say. We broke below this prior swing low and we found buyers. So sellers got trapped, buyers took the lead and pushed price higher. That's the failed breakdown setup again, playing out. So I entered a little bit later than I wanted. My stop loss is below this low, 77.79 on futures and 773.32 on the SPY ETF. That's my stop loss. My first target will be a new short-term high up here. On the ES, that's 77.87, and on SPY, it is 774.07. Yeah, so that's my first target. It's not very high, but this has to be my first target because that's this short-term high. Prior short-term highs, short-term lows are usually targets for me because that's where I see price often getting rejected. Until now, this rejection here, this happened on the previous daily close. The previous day close is at 97.52. I have it on my other chart, and that's where you see this rejection happening. SPY might stop me out if the failed breakdown fails and turns into a real breakdown. We'll see. SpaceX. This is not a failed breakdown. This is a successful breakdown. So you're not interested in buying SpaceX anywhere here. I wanted to see a reclaim of the 136. It ended up getting completely rejected from my target here at 137.49. And this is pulling the market down. I mean, I don't think SpaceX itself is pulling the market down, but yeah. You also have a failed breakout setup on NQ playing out at the same time. So it's difficult right now to decide which direction is stronger. It's difficult because at the same time, on the NQ, I'm looking at NQ right now. You've got a failed breakout here. So price moved above this high and rejected. But then you created a failed breakdown. So same deal. We broke below this prior swing low and rejected, came back into the range. So what you have here is You stop out both sides of the market. You stop out the longs and you stop out the shorts. And when this happens, it's difficult to assess which side is going to win. Essentially, it's a very choppy price action. And that's difficult to trade. So when that happens, my suggestion is don't try too much to front run the move to predict which side is gonna break. It's very difficult. And what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna go long, you're gonna get stopped out, you're gonna get short, you're gonna get stopped out, you're gonna get long again. The best thing to do is kind of wait for this choppy price action to pass and come back later when things are a little bit easier to read. It's kind of like rain, you know, if you're out and it starts raining really, really hard and it looks like it might be not very long, like one of those really heavy rains in Miami, where they're really powerful, but they last maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes. You don't want necessarily to continue walking. You might want to take cover under a building or something, or inside a building, and wait for the rain to pass, because it's going to pass. So that's kind of like how I see this choppy type of price action. I don't necessarily want to get involved too much. I just want to let it pass, and after it passes, things will probably become a little easier to trade. So, but I am still long on my SPY. I haven't done anything. I'm long from 773.77. My stop loss is at 773.32. And I'm just waiting. INTC, I'm still waiting for a failed breakdown type of setup for me to go long. I want to see a break of a prior swing low, and I want to see those sellers getting absorbed by buyers. We're seeing that a little bit right now playing on Rocket Lab. We broke below this prior swing low, or did we break below it? I think we just made equal lows actually. Let's zoom in here for a sec. Oh no, we did break below it by a couple of cents. And buyer stepped in there. So it is playing right now a little bit on Rocket Lab. So I think I'll buy a little bit Rocket Lab. Okay, I bought a little bit more Rocket Lab. Basically, I doubled the position that I had before, but it was a much reduced position. I have already taken profits on this Rocket Lab, I don't know, 5 times already. So I had a very small position, and now I doubled that position. And I've moved my stop loss to basically break even, which at this point is 77.50. So now this risk reward is really good, because it will either hit my stop loss 77.50, which is around break even for me because I'm originally in from much lower, or it's going to make a new high. And if it makes a new high, I'm in with double the size that I originally had. So it's a pretty advantageous position to be in. The risk reward is pretty good. That's what I'm saying. So I'll wait for a new high on Rocket Lab. It will either give me a new high or it will stop me out at break even. I don't really care what it does at this point. Now on SpaceX, could you do the failed breakdown setup here? You could. It's not a very high probability setup in my mind, because SpaceX is trending down. It doesn't show you relative strength. Rocket Lab is trending up. So this is showing you relative strength. Ideally, you want to trade the failed breakdown setup on strong stocks. and the opposite on weaker stocks. About to get stopped out on my SPY long. The market looks like it's reversing or it's continuing the morning downtrend. Yeah, there it is, got stopped out on SPY at 773.30. Look at ES. Is it doing again the failed breakdown setup for a third time? Maybe. We'll see. If I suspect this might be happening, I might buy again. Sometimes you gotta give it a couple of tries before you get direction. But keep in mind that the ES is not very strong this morning. It's mostly trending down and we are below VWAP. It's a little choppy. So I can't really enter with too much size. So I bought a little bit more again on SPY for a second time. But I will be in with a reduced size here. I will be in with half size than I was before on SPY. And I have the same target, 774.7. But I have a better price. I mean, much lower. Before my average was 773.77 and now it is 773.51. So before I was in up here and now I'm in here. So much better price and my stop loss is here. So I have a much better price, much better location, but I have half size than I had before. So if I do hit my target up here, if it makes a new high, I will make the same dollar amount as I would with full size before, even though now I have half size. So I will lose much less, but I will make the same because I have a better location in this setup. Intel getting rejected again on the previous day close here. Still waiting for Intel to give me a failed breakdown setup. Very indecisive price action on the indexes. It's kind of annoying when this happens because it doesn't go anywhere really. It's just stuck in this annoying range. You just have to wait. Just wait for the rain to pass. You can still get involved if you want to trade, if you think that one side is gonna break, but you have to go in with much less size. You can't size up when it's trading in range. I wouldn't recommend it. It's very difficult to make money like this. Now look now, I'm probably going to get stopped out on the ES. And if I do, this will no longer be a failed breakdown type of setup, right? It's going to be just a normal downtrend. When you're in a normal downtrend, you're always going to make lower lows. And they will often appear like they're failed breakdowns, but they're not, because you will be in an uptrend. Remember that failed breakdowns are only valid on a strong stock or a strong ETF. They're not valid when you have something making consistent lower lows and lower highs, because then you're going to just get so many setups and they're all going to fail. I have an order to sell Rocket Lab, half of my position at 79.68. There it is. I just sold half of my Rocket Lab trade at 79.68, and I'm gonna sell a little bit more if we make a new high. Oh, there we go. We made a new high. So I'm selling a little bit more here. Very nice Rocket Lab. Finally, right? This took a while, but the failed breakdown setup worked again on Rocket Lab. It was great here. We took it together. I mean, hopefully some of you took it. Okay, you know what? I'm all out of Rocket Lab here. I'm good. I don't want to watch this anymore. Had a good morning. So I'm all out of Rocket Lab. We're also hitting, this upper resistance levels up here. And it already did its job. I don't want it to do much more for me. Oh, perfect. There you go, Abrix. 80.3. Perfect. Perfect exit. I think you got the high of the day. Oh, sorry, I'm screaming into my microphone. Got too excited. I think you just sold the high of the day, at least for now. Nice. I got filled at. I also got filled a little bit at 80.3. Not all of it, but a little bit. That's good. Yeah, well done, man. Okay, listen, I think we're gonna end on a high note here. It's already 10:47. The only trade I still have on is on SPY. Yeah. Oh well. Greed is definitely something we all struggle with when it comes to trading, myself included. But the more time you do this job, the more it becomes clear to take profits. Don't be too greedy. The market is not going to give you, it's never going to give you as much as you want. So it's important to just take profits. Sold at 79.8, perfect, really good. Awesome trade, everybody. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna end here. I still have my SPY long. My average is 773.51. My stop loss is below the, well, let me just show here SPY since we're done anyway. So, I want to see the flip zones here. So my average is here, 73.51. My stop loss is here below the lows, and my profit target is a new short-term high. That's it. That's all the remaining trade I have on. So thank you, everybody. Good job today. We had some really nice trades, and we had some stop outs for sure, but we managed to remain calm, patient, stick to our risk management, and stick to our plan, and in the end we got rewarded. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. And yeah, have a nice rest of your day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.